Is it playing? Can you check? Is it playing inside there? Okay. Yeah, it's 40 seconds delayment, brother. There's a delayment. There's a 40-second delay. Yeah. I'm in the parliament. I'm busy right now. Call my wife. I'm in the parliament now. What's that? No, is that? Is this it? It's not coming from there? but your transpire we need to scan it. You need to go on internet category scan together with my passport and my birth certificate, then go on over certify. And Kalmama sharing a certification for police.
Ibe green, ne? Good morning, councillors. Good morning, councillors. Ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, let us all please rise to welcome the Speaker of Council, Councillor Margaret Arnolds.
Can we please remain standing for a moment of silence for prayer or meditation? Thank you very much. You may be seated. Apologies, councillors and guests.
Good morning, everyone. It is hereby notified that the State of the City Address of the 21st Ordinary Meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality, held on Thursday on the 2nd of May 2024, followed by the debate on Friday, which is the 3rd of May on the 24th at 10 a.m. in both days at the Constance, Conny, Bapela Council Chamber Metropolitan Centre in Braamfontein. And the first item of the agenda is open.
Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, CLLr Kabelo Gwamanda, the Whip of Council, Councillor Nzungu, all political party leaders and whips, members of the Mayoral Committee, chairpersons of Section 79 committees, fellow councillors, welcome to the Regional Court President Modi Bedi Dachi, Johannesburg District Commissioner General Marshal, the King Indabazite Kakumalo from the Amatungwa Royal Kingdom and his council, Princess Mandulo, Zulu Kazweletini, members of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, Ms. Matsidiso Mfikwe, ANC regional leadership, led by the Regional Secretary, Mr. Sasabona Mangaye, the City Manager in absentia, Acting Secretary to Council, Mr. Andile Kobinga, to the AIC Provincial Treasurer, and the AIC Provincial Secretary, and also the Provincial Organizer, the APC Deputy Secretary General, and all other political party leaders that are present, you are welcome. To the pastors that are here, you are welcome. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 21st Ordinary Meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality for the Executive Mayor to present the State of the City Address. We all know that the State of the City Address comes during a period when South Africa is celebrating 30 years of democracy. On the 27th of April, millions of South Africans, of which I was one, cast their ballot in a democratic election for the first time. That momentous day was the culmination of centuries of struggle to liberate our people from oppression. Dispossession, exploitation, poverty, and inequality. That was the dream of a South Africa that in every sense belongs to all who lives in it, united in our diversity. So on the 29th of May, 2024, we should all ensure that we exercise our right and democracy by going to vote. You are all welcome.
We proceed now to application for leave of absence.
I've received the following apologies in writing. Councillor Thandi Nontenja for urgent private business. Councillor Dada Morero for private business. Yeah, are there any other apologies from the floor? From the House? Councillor Avante Smith.
Good morning, Speaker and colleagues and people in the gallery. Today we have Councillor Sean Crash, who's away on private business, Councillor Tyrell Myers, who has ill health, Councillor Kana Ahmed, who is also ill, Councillor Solomon Maila, who has private business, Councillor Stuart Murray, who is ill, Councillor Molisani, who's ill, and Councillor Sherman, who is also ill. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other apologies? Councillor Marema, and then Councillor Mohape.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. I rise to submit an apology of Councillor Priscilla Supe due to ill health. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Marema. Councillor Mohape.
Thank you, Speaker. From the EFF side, it's Councillor Ngwenya, ill health, Councillor Mpatlele, private business. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mohape. There's a hand at the back. I think it's Councillor Zach Lebatlang. Councillor Lebatlang.
Thank you, Speaker. The LOAs, it's Councillor Zahid, ill health, Councillor Tuli, ill health, Councillor Sarah Whistler, political duties, and Councillor Cedric Mukondo, political duties. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Lebatlang. Councillor Nkonto. Am I pronouncing it right? ACDP? Nkonza.
Nkonza.
Sorry.
Thank
Sorry.
you very much.
It was an icebreaker.
Yes, indeed. Shalom, shalom, Madam Speaker. Councillor Harris, ill health, and Councillor Rolson will be delayed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Nkonza. Can we approve the apologies as submitted? Thank you. Before we go to the business of the day, can I ask the media to take pictures of the mayor now so that we have a peaceful state of the city address? So if there's any media that would want to take pictures, can we do that? Councillor Caldine.
Thank you, Speaker. Apologies. An apology for Councillor Lewis Simonsa, family bereavement. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I'm going to give the media 3 to 5 minutes. If you want to have pictures down here of the mayor, you can come down, do your pictures so that we can carry on with the business of the day. Or are you fine from the top? I'm talking to the media councillors, please, let's not start. And it's my namesake that's doing that, I think. Councillor Belinda.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. While the media is busy preparing for the pictures, can we just take 5 minutes, please, on our side? Thanks.
I haven't said yes. Just hold on, I will tell you now.
Okay, well, here's one.
Okay, all the other media is fine on the top. We only have one that wants to take pictures. So I'm not sure whether we are going to take another 2 or 3 minutes. I really don't want us to be dear Makar, please. 3 minutes, back. Mike. out. Can we start settling? If your councillors are outside, please ask them to come in. Councillor Belinda, Councillor Rante. The whips on my right-hand side. Can you get your members in? Are we settled? Are we settled? We are settled. I think we are settled. Action SA, IFP, Councillor Lebatang, that's not your seat. I know you sit where I make eye contact with you. Thanks, councillors. We are starting. IT, I hope everything is in order. Let's start.
We now proceed to the State of the City address by the Executive Mayor.
Executive Mayor, podium is yours. Whilst the Executive Mayor walks to the podium, I also want to welcome Princess, I think it's Nandi. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker of Council. I'm hoping that I am audible. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge you first, Councillor Margaret Arnold. Let me take the opportunity to acknowledge the Chief
Executive Mayor, can you just hold on? Can we please, between the IFP and Action SA, not all of you, but there's two, the lady and the gentleman, can we please just stop? And the DA councillors, can we settle? Councillor Ahmed, can we settle? We are going to respond to this speech. Executive Mayor, I'm not sure, I believe your mic is not too audible.
Councillor Belinda, my apologies. Can
Thank you.
Is that, am I audible now? Madam Speaker, can IT please assist us with increasing the volume?
IT, can you increase the volume of the mayor?
As I was extending my gratitude and acknowledgement to you first, Speaker of Council, Councillor Margaret Arnolds, as well as the Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Zungu, chairpersons of Section 79 Oversight Committee, members of the mayoral committee, fellow councillors. I'd also take this opportunity to acknowledge the city manager, our head of administration in his absentia, Mr. Floyd Brink, the regional court president judge, the commissioner, the leadership of political parties represented in the government of local unity, leaders of political parties represented in council, religious and business leaders in our midst, Undabezit, Umabheka Phezulu Khumalo, leaders from various civil society organizations, members of the media, distinguished guests, residents in the city of Johannesburg, ladies and gentlemen, sanibonani eJozi. Madam Speaker, this year we are building a stable and resilient city government in service of the people. Madam Speaker, I'm glued to resilience, because if resilience was a human being, I'm sure it would either be myself or the city manager. Madam Speaker, let me draw back to the business of the day and the social and economic pulse of South Africa is Johannesburg. It is a pulse that beats with a beat that resounds throughout its expansive terrain. From Soweto's socially rich and historically disadvantaged communities to Sandton's privileged residents and thriving commercial zones. The essence of the city vibrates across every nook and cranny alongside every pulse it produces within those who reside in it. However, beneath this tapestry of bustling streets and impressive high-rise buildings lies a profound reality. Johannesburg is not simply a city. It represents resilience and amplifies the human potential to rise above obstacles and prosper through adversity. In the midst of the busy urban life that surrounds us today, let us take a moment to reflect on our journey that has led us here. We should celebrate Johannesburg's accomplishments and victories while accepting any upcoming obstacles or challenges with grace. Despite impending uncertainties, one thing remains steadfast: the resolute character of both its people and community. Let us welcome the spirit that defines our city and allow it to lead us as we create a resilient and stable city administration. Let us capitalize on opportunities presented before us while thriving towards creating a more promising future for all who reside within this city. Here in Johannesburg is where aspirations come alive. Ours should be to make it an inclusive place where every ambitious individual can thrive. It is a place where many dreams have been realized. It is indeed a place where everybody seems to understand what Martin Luther King Jr. meant when he said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." Johannesburg, Madam Speaker, located in the heart of South Africa, is a tribute to the solid determination of its citizens to overcome challenges. Every day we marvel at the resilience of the city. Despite the city's turbulent past, marred with the remnants of apartheid segregation, it has undergone a remarkable transformation, becoming a beacon of strength and rejuvenation. Boasting a population of 6 million residents, Johannesburg exudes vitality. With its bustling streets teeming with the dynamic spirit of our communities. The transformation of Johannesburg from a city divided by inequality and injustice to a symbol of hope is a tribute to the resilience and perseverance of our people. Despite facing deep-rooted disparities, the people of Johannesburg have charted a course towards a fairer and more inclusive future. By prioritizing reconciliation, and social harmony, the city has established a framework for a multicultural community that embraces diversity as a unifying force. As we mark 30 years of democracy, Johannesburg truly represents a story of our people and country. Through its diversity, its history, its present, and its potential, our city weaves together the story of colonialism, struggle against oppression, victory over tyranny, and the fundamental transformation of society. Our city still bears testament to our historical injustices and inequalities, yet amplifies in many respects the triumph of our people over discrimination and subjugation. We are a city that still has evident signs of our painful past, but equally, that has shining attributes of who we want to become. We are, after all, Johannesburg. We are the heartbeat of the nation. We are a sign of hope, where the aspirations of all our people must be fulfilled, and where the dignity of the historically oppressed African, colored, Indian people must be restored. It is here where historical remnants of apartheid and white arrogance must be finally defeated. Madam Speaker, I dare say that Johannesburg is a resilient city because it is known for its ability to navigate through crises and its capacity to adopt and succeed in the face of constant disruption. We are confronted with a constantly changing environment characterized by rapid urbanization, inward migration, economic exclusion, and soaring inequality. Moreover, the disruptions from natural disasters, crime, and socio-economic challenges have emerged as daunting and at times unpredictable challenges. Johannesburg is a prime illustration of urban advancement, with 89.9% of its inhabitants residing in formal residences. The city has made noteworthy progress in addressing housing scarcities and enhancing living standards for its residents. The Johannesburg Social Housing Company, JOSHCO, is well on its track towards passing the mark of having 10,000 units being rented by tenants in the coming financial year. Most of these will be in the social housing space, but the entity is also making strides to become a player in the student accommodation and the affordable rental space. JOSHCO's own strategic plan has identified a backlog of more than 300,000 units in the social housing market in Johannesburg. This means that the Johannesburg property industry is ready for new players. There is great potential for private sector investment and growth. Johannesburg's commitment to improving the quality of life for all its residents is further demonstrated by the provision of basic services. Water is accessible to 98.3% of households. Electricity is available to 94.1%. Sanitation is provided to 93%, and refuse removal is extended to 90.5%, ensuring that every part of the city has the basic amenities required for a dignified existence. Johannesburg's story is not without blemishes. It carries the wounds of its turbulent history and the challenges of its current circumstances. The path towards advancement and success is interrupted by ongoing obstacles that require recognition and immediate solutions. Johannesburg's challenges are rooted in the enduring remnants of apartheid, a system that institutionalized racism and segregation, leaving a lasting impact on the city's landscape. Despite the official dismantling of apartheid 30 years ago, its impact still echoes through Johannesburg's social structure, resulting in entrenched socio-economic disparities and spatial inequalities. Poverty is a prevalent issue in specific areas, causing a sense of hopelessness and scarcity in communities that are already struggling with limited prospects of resources and success. Unemployment rates persistently remain elevated, especially amongst marginalized groups, intensifying the cycle of poverty and continuing to exclude the majority, which is black and female, from meaningful social and economic participation. Johannesburg is plagued by incidences of violent crimes, jeopardizing the well-being and protection of its inhabitants. Despite efforts to enhance law enforcement and deter criminal activities, the city still confronts serious challenges of illegality. Moreover, the rapid urbanization in Johannesburg has placed immense pressure on its infrastructure and service delivery, resulting in deficiencies and inefficiencies. The increase in informal settlements serves as a daily reminder of the city's incomplete pursuit of inclusivity, fairness, and spatial justice. Despite these challenges, a glimmer of hope persists, a tenacious spirit that refuses to be subdued by hardship. The people of Johannesburg, hailing from diverse backgrounds, have exhibited extraordinary resilience in the face of adversity, uniting to confront obstacles head-on and pave a way towards a resilient future. With an unwavering dedication to progress, fairness, and transformation, Johannesburg is facing its darkest history head-on. The city is taking bold steps in implementing inclusive policies and rallying together to eradicate the shadows of this past and pave the way for a brighter future. Through tireless efforts, Johannesburg is striving to create a new era of hope, prosperity, and equitably deliver services for all its residents. It is this history and story of resilience that continues to inspire us to stand against injustice and to selflessly, without fear or favor, pledge our solidarity with the people of Palestine. The continued courage against, or the continued carnage against the people of Palestine by the Israeli government reminds us of the brutality with which apartheid South Africa maimed and killed our people. Their simple sin was to fight for the right to self-determination and freedom in their own country. Palestine will be free, and Johannesburg will continue to lend its support to its people. Our support through the city of Ramallah and our commitment to peace is unwavering. As a city and people, we have faced the worst that oppression can deliver and have defeated it. This will be true for the people of Palestine too. In this regard, we are also energized to forge ahead with our proposal for the renaming of Sentin Drive into Leila Khalid Drive. A symbolic gesture on our part and a moral epithet to the collective history of our oppressed people of the world. In the near future, our children and generations will come, or our children and generations to come, will navigate the city, passing through Leila Khalid Drive and connecting into Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive as a testament to the triumph of the oppressed against injustice and the resilience of women against aggression. Madam Speaker, allow me to reflect on our progress on the efforts of this administration and taking the city forward and ensuring a stable city government for all citizens. At all material times since we took office, we have believed, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did, that whatever we do, we have to keep moving forward. The government of local unity took charge in February 2023 to steer Johannesburg towards its goal of becoming a world-class African city, and guided by our long-term growth and development strategy, the GDS 2040. Johannesburg, which encompasses economic dynamism, social equality, and environmental stewardship, is outlined in this very same 2024 and 2025 IDP review. This document, Madam Speaker, serves as a guide to inspire collaborative efforts, ensuring that all stakeholders are actively involved in shaping the city's future. This is consistent with our priority to have an active and engaged citizenry. The IDP review incorporates fresh objectives influenced by the Joburg 2040 vision, matching the changing requirements and ambitions of the city. By conducting thorough yearly evaluations, promoting transparency, and involving the public, the IDP guarantees responsiveness and responsibility towards the desires of the residents of Johannesburg. The IDP centers around the idea of the people's plan, Joburg, our city, a place we call home. Emphasizing the importance, Madam Speaker, of resilience, shared ownership, and most importantly, accountability. Through the IDP process, we have given practical expression to one of our priorities to create an active and engaged citizenry. Today, our active and engaged citizens are interested to hear what we have accomplished in government and in the construction of infrastructure, as well as the delivery of basic services, Madam Speaker. As we review the performance of our departments and entities in the past year, it's evident that our efforts have been focused and impactful. Across various priority areas, we have diligently worked towards achieving our goals, guided by the commitment to excellence and progress for Johannesburg. In areas such as sustainable service delivery and infrastructure development, while progress has been significant, there's acknowledgement of areas needing improvement. This underscores the need to intensify efforts in ensuring we deliver basic services and improve our drive towards capital expenditure. With a performance rating of 68% across all priorities in the third quarter, we recognize the strides made and the areas needing attention. Through collaboration innovation, unwavering dedication, we will continue our journey towards a city that is inclusive, sustainable, prosperous for all its residents. The impact of our efforts must also be reflected in our ability to create a conducive environment for business to thrive and for small enterprises to grow within the Joburg economy. It means our programs must make a dent in the unemployment rate in our city and must create work opportunities to accommodate the growing number of youth who are neither in employment, education, or training. I am pleased that, as committed in the last State of the City address, we have now formally launched the Youth Directorate in the city, and it has commenced with the important work of formalizing a strategy for youth development and empowerment within the city. We have placed great emphasis and focus in the areas of skill development in general and in respect of the youth in particular. The city is assisting young people with programs which direct them towards self-development and sustainable work opportunities. Although the Youth Directorate is still in its infancy, the Directorate has created a platform for the city to make a contribution towards decisive youth development interventions. To mention but a few, the city awarded 350 young people with bursaries as per the city's critical and scarce skill requirement at an amount of 14 million for the years 2023-2024's academic year. The city also appointed 594 interns in the recognition of the need to create developmental opportunities for young people to get exposure and training in preparation for the world of work. Madam Speaker, asimanga nje kuphela siyasebenza. That's why bathulile. Above all, I take great pride in revealing that our city and all its entities have achieved an unqualified audit opinion. This underscores our unwavering commitment to transparency and prudent financial stewardship. It is a powerful affirmation of the effectiveness of our internal systems and the robustness of our control mechanisms, given the premises we inherited from the multi-party coalition. Although we face budget constraints and resource limitations, our dedication to delivering quality services remains unwavering. We have placed the need of our residents at the forefront of our efforts by timelessly working towards improving their quality of life and providing equal access to essential services whilst prioritizing cost efficiency. A prominent achievement is that almost all informal settlements, 97%, have now received basic services across all service delivery areas in the city of Johannesburg. It is compulsory for all of us to recognize the importance of our individual contributions to the collective well-being of our city. Every rand paid towards municipal services is an investment in the future of Johannesburg, a future characterized by resilience, prosperity, and boundless opportunities. Fellow councillors, we cannot criticize, complain about services in the city and also be the first to default on our payments and acknowledgements of debt arrangements. We must pay and be exemplary in our commitment to pay for services. The city has adopted an intensive revenue collection enhancement initiative to assist us recoup revenue outstanding to the city, whilst assisting our ratepayers with queries and disputes. We have also taken a hard line against the scourge of illegality, where defaulting ratepayers illegally reconnect themselves despite our actions to recover monies owed to the city. The city has had to rebate its budget as a prudent response to the strained revenue base, and as a responsible action to ensure we deliver our commitment whilst maintaining stringent fiscal discipline and governance. We are also pleased to assure residents that their city remains financially stable and is committed to delivering on its mandate and promises. Our efforts center around sustainability, and we have achieved noteworthy progress in improving access to basic services in informal settlements, efficiently managing waste, and advancing infrastructure development. Our initiatives targeting housing, electricity, water and sanitation, as well as overall environmental health, have produced tangible outcomes that positively impact countless households within our city. Enhancing connectivity, mobility, and urban resilience is at the core of our developmental agenda. We have made progress in achieving this goal through astute capital planning and careful financial management by prioritizing important capital projects. Though certain objectives may have faced setbacks along the way, our unwavering dedication to infrastructure development persists. Ensuring access to clean water and dependable electricity is a basic entitlement. We have accomplished noteworthy progress in enhancing accessibility of the vital services, especially amongst marginalized communities. Our investments towards augmenting water and electricity infrastructure are establishing the basis for durable advancement and financial prosperity. Madam Speaker, we acknowledge the water challenges that we have recently faced. As a city, we are faced with a rapid rise in water demand that is threatening the sustainability of our water supply and strain the capacity of our systems. Our water use per capita far exceeds that which is the standard in developed and thriving cities of the world. There is an urgent need to control and manage demand in order to ensure we create reliability and sustainability in our supply environment. Besides pioneering initiatives, we must assess the impact of those demands in terms of carrying capacity and the necessary diversification of local water supply. We also continue to invest in the city's water infrastructure to improve reliability and efficiency of supply to our residents. To this end, we recently approved our water security strategy, which is now an official city document. It intends to guide Johannesburg's transition into a water-secure and water-sensitive municipality. It recently received endorsement from the Mayoral Committee and subsequent approval from this Council on the 31st October 2023. The water security strategy is geared towards addressing threats to the city's urban water cycle while also capitalizing on opportunities to transform Johannesburg into a sustainable, resilient, and adaptive city. with 7 strategic responses and 67 action plans developed for both short and long-term implementation. The strategy aims to ensure sustainable water management and future water security. Importantly, and most urgently, we must arrest the soaring level of our non-revenue water within the city. This is an urgent matter and requires an immediate intervention, and we are pleased that our recent engagement with the Minister of Water and Sanitation have provided a solid commitment for partnerships in investment into the water infrastructure of Johannesburg. Once again, we must remind that we all have a responsibility to report water leaks in the streets and urgently fix those within our yards. Johannesburg Water has a publicized backlog of 27 billion in infrastructure investment required to fully cater for the demand of the city. Despite limited resources available, the city has several notable projects currently in implementation and whose completion will provide meaningful relief to residents in the city. I'm also excited that the Brixton and Crosby bulk infrastructure projects, which have a combined investment to the value of 512 million, are progressing very well and will help us resolve the challenges of the Commando water system. Madam Speaker, for too long, our city has been struggling with the endemic load shedding that has plagued South Africa. However, I am pleased to declare that we are taking firm measures to confront this obstacle directly. We recognize that we cannot tackle this crisis alone. It is for this reason that we have established partnerships with the Gauteng provincial government and Eskom to address it collectively. We note and appreciate that the increased focus on plant maintenance at Eskom has allowed us to enjoy a temporary reprieve from load shedding over the past month, with predicted record low stages of load shedding for the coming winter months. Our entity, City Power, is also taking strides to strengthen our energy capacity. Through our partnership with the Gauteng government in particular, Premier Panyaza Lusufi, Hoi Hoi, the John Ware substation's open gas turbine has been brought back into operation, enabling an infusion of a noteworthy 50 megawatts into our network. This progression marks only the initial phase in our determination towards implementing innovative energy solutions and decreasing dependency on Eskom for uninterrupted electricity supply. In the next financial year, we intend to add another 50 megawatts of power to our grid by bringing back the Durban Street substation. We have also planned for an additional 100 megawatts by the financial year end. Our dedication towards avoiding load shedding reflects in these actions, aimed at protecting our citizens from discomfort and distress. Collaboratively, we are working on innovative measures to reduce power outages, like the implementation of load limiters and commissioning open-cycle gas turbines. Our consistent dedication towards progress, combined with these interventions, will guarantee a dependable energy supply for every citizen residing in the city of Johannesburg. Over the last year, in line with our commitment to our communities, We have extended new high-mast lighting systems in our townships and informal settlements to improve the safety and security of residents during the evenings and at times of load shedding. Our high-mast lights are powered by solar, giving them the ability to function outside of direct power supply from Eskom and City Power. Madam Speaker, several transport master plans were completed in the last year, and these will serve as a guide for a mid to long-term transport planning project development and investment for the economic and social needs of Johannesburg. Our commitment is to provide integrated transport solutions for the benefit of residents and solutions which allow us to bring the apartheid spatial configuration of our city to providing the majority of our residents with safe, reliable transport options and decent infrastructure. The completed master plans cover Region G, which includes Protea South, Eldorado Park, Lenasia, Annandale, Orange Farm, Zakaria Park, and surrounding areas. The Roodepoort CBD Transport Master Plan has also been completed, and that plan covers the western edge of our city and provides a western link to Johannesburg CBD for areas such as Kagiso, Krugersdorp, Soweto, Braamfontein, and surrounding areas. These areas have experienced significant economic and infrastructure decline over the years due to inadequate transport infrastructure, the result of which have led to heavy traffic congestion and urban decay. In the same breath, the Johannesburg Road Agency continues to maintain and to deliver new roads for the benefit of residents in the city. Over the past year, we have rolled out approximately 58 kilometers of new tarred roads in the city and have graded some 435 kilometers of gravel road. Whilst we are pleased that we have repaired in excess of 47,000 potholes throughout the city, we remain concerned that the speed at which we repair potholes once they have been restored and the quality of our repairs in some instances. Personally, I have heard the impassioned pleas of our residents for a seamless action plan to reinstate pavements and roads where Johannesburg Water has constructed and conducted repairs. Residents have complained that our excavations remain without reinstatement for months after repairs have been finalized. This is a matter we are looking into seriously. We are considering various options to make the city safe and to close the gap on reinstatement between Johannesburg Water and JRA. I've had a conversation with my two servant MMCs, MMC Kenny Kunene, as well as MMC Jack Squaile, on the entities that they conduct oversight on to urgently conclude a plan around this uncomfortable issue. In this regard, we are also hopeful that the asphalt plant, which we have recommissioned in August 2023, will provide us with the necessary asphalt to repair and maintain our roads speedily and without hindrances. The plant has the capacity of 1,520 tons of asphalt per day. This is enough asphalt to resurface 2.5 kilometers of tar per day. Fellow councillors, we have also adopted a collaborative approach with several private entities, communities, and associations with regards to the management and upkeep of our public open spaces. This includes initiatives aimed at maintaining our parks, and bringing much needed economic activities in those areas that have distinct potential. We recently witnessed the opening of the famous Sakumzi restaurant at the Zoo Lake and are hopeful that many similar initiatives will spring up and allow us to resuscitate the vibrancy of our city. This collaborative approach will ensure that our public open spaces remain clean and safe at all times. Madam Speaker, the city of Johannesburg is facing a severe social and economic threat with the rise in illegal mining activities, posing an immediate threat on our infrastructure and public safety. Illegal mining involves tunneling under roadways, excavating bridges, embankments, while also infringing on crucial water and sewer infrastructure that is placing a real risk and threat to residents and infrastructure in the city. The consequences of engaging in this unlawful behavior is significant and extend over a wide area. The destruction has impacted the water and road systems, particularly in Johannesburg Central, South, and the West regions. The pollution of rivers, as well as the potential cross-contamination, presents severe health risk to local residents who depend on pure drinking water for their well-being. In addition, the unlawful activities of Zamazam involve disruptive excavation, which in turn leads to soil erosion around pipelines. This accelerates the possibility of sinkholes and severely undermines both our infrastructure stability and the safety standards of repair teams. The Johannesburg Roads Agency is taking steps to reduce risk associated with illegal mining. They are continuously monitoring areas where significant damage has occurred to bridges, embankments, and road reserves due to these activities, using cautionary measures such as barricades and road closures in an attempt to safeguard the public safety while avoiding failer infrastructure degradation. The city's financial situation is deeply affected by illegal mining in a complex and significant manner. Though an exact total for the expenses associated with this issue has yet to be calculated on a municipal level, it encompasses various costs such as repairs necessitated by damage to water and sewer systems, replacing entire pipes that have been damaged beyond repairs, and restoring terrain ravaged through quarry activities. Through the Johannesburg Metropolitan Department, the JMPD, and working with the South African Police Service, the SAPS, we have actively sought to target and apprehend those involved in illegal mining activities. We have sought to create a sense of safety for the people of Riverlea and surrounding areas, who have been forced to live in fear as armed groups of illegal miners engage in open gun battles in their backyards and streets. The illegality displayed is a direct affront and attempt to undermine the state. To tackle this problem effectively, effective collaboration amongst diverse stakeholders is needed. As the city, we are leading discourse in this regard, drawing in the province and national spheres of government. We are also deeply concerned about crime and grime in the inner city. This concern is evidenced by the investment we are making in creating a safe environment in the city through improved crime-fighting initiatives. The newly relaunched Tactical Response Unit of the JMPD is making great strides in enforcing law and order in the inner city and in targeting violent crimes. This capability has also been enhanced with the deployment of CCTV cameras and in partnership with VumaCam to provide the city with access to 5,000 cameras in the city, enhancing the ability of JMPD to detect and respond to crime efficiently. The Tactical Response Unit has, over the past year, recovered a total of 570 vehicles, 87 illegal firearms, and conducted 127 drug busts in the city. In a coordinated manner and with the deployment of intelligent tactics and systems, we are slowly making inroads in the fight against crime in the city. Making Johannesburg safe is important for the local economy and for the well-being of residents and business in our city. Our crime-fighting efforts are also complemented by the deployment of traffic wardens to manage traffic in peak periods during power disruptions and infrastructure failures. I must, however, add that the violence that plagues the communities of Westbury and Eldorado Park as gang wars continue unabated gives me, as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, sleepless night. The brazenness in which gangs target and murder community activists and innocent residents is a worrying and horrifying reality. The intensification of gang wars linked to the scourge of drugs in our communities requires that we take bold steps to silence the guns. Flush out drug dens and the supply networks and enforce strict and the strong arm of the law within our communities. I have been in constant engagement and planning with MMC Public Safety, and I expect that we will finalize our approach very soon, and it will inform the interventions we must make in these areas as law enforcement and later as social development and other departments that would be required to tackle this challenge head on. Madam Speaker, our city's resilience has over the last year been tested by a variety of incidents that have required us to provide certainty in leadership and efficiency in our actions to respond effectively to disruption. The Usindiso building fire is the foremost disaster to have affected the city of Johannesburg since its establishment. Never before has the city witnessed such a tragic and painful episode. What compounded the pain was the fact that the disaster happened not too long after a fire claimed the lives of 2 children at the Florence Nightingale building in June 2023. On the fateful morning of 31st August 2023, 76 people perished in a deadly blaze that has come to epitomize the unsafe living conditions that our people in the inner city and beyond endure in bad buildings. This fire was not the first, but undoubtedly it was the darkest cloud to ever have hung over our city. Addressing the Commission of Inquiry into the incident, I said that the deadly fire that occurred at Usindiso is a painful reminder of the inhumane conditions under which some residents of the city are forced to endure whilst in search of opportunity and livelihood in our city. The conditions that existed at Usindiso continue to persist in many other buildings throughout the city to date. The city has a real and scary risk of another building surfacing and the same or suffering the same or a similar incident, leading to the loss of lives and property of those residing in those buildings. The buildings exist. They are uninhabitable and pose a grave safety risk to the illegal occupants. Madam Speaker, as the city, we have since the Usindiso building fire adopted a legal strategy that has provided us recourse to evacuate people from bad buildings on the basis of safety concerns as opposed to evicting them on the basis of illegal occupation. This has been deliberately designed to assist us prevent another Usindiso building type fire incident. As the city, we appreciate that there is opportunity and potential in seeking meaningful partnerships wherein we may invite private sector investment into the city's property portfolio with an intention to repurpose, rehabilitate buildings within the inner city and across all our regions. Such a process must fully align with our precinct development plan and must respond to the transformation objectives of the city. This means we intend to prioritize investment attraction into student accommodation, social housing, and affordable rental stock, particularly for the inner city. Our focus will be to cater for the diverse needs of various groups of social strata, mostly African and female, that reside and seek out opportunities in the city of Johannesburg. Through these initiatives, we will seek to expand our revenue base whilst promoting the transformation of the property sector. This, Madam Speaker, is a reversal of the racialized and covert manner in which properties of the city were utilized previously to benefit the minority, predominantly white and male. This should be the legacy we create out of the tragedy that befell the city with the Usindiso building fire. Again, on behalf of the city and its residents, I extend our sincere condolences to the families of those that passed on in the Usindiso building fire and express our commitment to commit all within our power to prevent another similar incident. Secondly, the Lillian Ngoyi Street explosion was another disruptive occurrence that expressively alerted us to the need to be agile, administratively organized, and resilient as a city. The swiftness of our response to the explosion and the seamless coordination of various stakeholders once more confirmed that we have the skills, experience, and resources in Johannesburg to keep our city moving forward. In January this year, we commenced with work to restore Lillian Ngoyi Street and to implement an environmental public upgrade in and around the areas and parts of our dedicated precinct plans. By December 2024, Madam Speaker, we will have completed work on Lillian Ngoyi Street. We are grateful for the cooperation and collaboration that we have enjoyed with the property owners and Inner City Partnership Forum on this initiative and the commitment to partner on other initiatives to improve the inner city. At this juncture, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank and thank our officials in the city for their dedication and commitment to making our city a truly world-class African city. The professionalism displayed by our firemen, Metro Police officer, our health professionals, engineers, and other support employees during the variety of disasters in the city has been nothing but commendable. Equally, the many officials, cleaning staff, security personnel, and general workers who work in the supporting function of the city, and those that diligently exercise their responsibility to ensure we are the best we can be in service delivery in service to our residents. I extend to them a great deal of gratitude and appreciation for their support and efforts. Madam Speaker, scholars have defined resilience as having the capacity to persist in the face of challenge and to continue to develop with ever-changing environments. Ours is an ever-changing environment, which is vulnerable to global, continental, and national dynamics, climate change, and economic uncertainties. Our own environment has a series of disruptions, as mentioned above, that pose an ever-present risk to our ability to provide reliable and sustainable services to our residents and communities. However, it is our firm commitment and focus to ensure that we build an agile and resilient government that has the capacity to absorb systematic shocks and disruptions, and is capable of meeting the needs of the people even in the midst of depressed circumstances. The city government we inherited nearly 18 months ago in a state of premises is undoubtedly increasingly equipped and capable to deliver on Johannesburg's needs and aspirations. We are confident in our abilities, plans, and programs to set Johannesburg on a path to recovery and restoration. Our acknowledgement of challenges is not a concession to defeat, but a clarion call to action. It is an affirmation that we, as stewards of Johannesburg, possess the resilience and determination to overcome hurdles, transform setbacks into stepping stones towards progress. The echoes of historical injustices, the complexities of urban dynamics, the global challenges that knock on our doorsteps are not insurmountable obstacles, but opportunities for innovative unity and growth. Together, Madam Speaker, as we build a stable and resilient city, a city government in service of the people, let us remember one thing, that they say a lie travels halfway around the world before the truth can put on its boot. Madam Speaker, this government is the truth. As we define the status quo for the residents in the city of Johannesburg, we remain steadfast and committed to a government of fairness and equity. Madam Speaker, fellow councillors, political leaders, and residents in the city of Johannesburg, I thank you.
One packet chips like a bari.
Executive Mayor. Executive Mayor, thank you very much. Those that have ears must have heard. And let's hear what they've heard tomorrow when we debate. But thank you very much for your speech.
We now proceed to the fourth item, which is basically announcements by the Speaker.
Thank you so much. The debate on the mayor's speech will happen tomorrow, where political parties will be afforded an opportunity to comment on the mayor's State of the City presentation. I want to thank you all, especially the team that was preparing. Your efforts are appreciated. The meeting is adjourned. However, the acting secretary will read out the order of procession. I thank you. Councillor Knott, are there points of order today?
No, it's not a point of order, Madam Speaker. As per precedence, we normally get a copy of the Mayor's speech after this meeting. If we can find out where we can collect that, thank you.
Thank you. It's outside. You will get one. Can we please just listen to the order of procession? Thank you.
The order of procedure in ushering of councillors and guests to various venues for civic lunch on is as follows. We will first allow the Speaker of Council, the Executive Mayor, and also the Whip of Council to first be ushered out. And then they will be followed by the leader of the official opposition party, Councillor Belinda Echiozo-Njoku. And then also we will have then followed by the MMCs and the chairpersons, and the ushers will also be able to assist to guide the various groups to the venues. And thereafter, we will then allow the remainder of the councillors to also be ushered to the various venues. And then lastly, the guests will also then be ushered after the councillors have left. Thank you very much.